Adding and subtracting integers. All right, an integer is just a number value that can be either positive or negative. So let's look at some problems for adding and subtracting integers. Our first example is 3 plus 7, and you're probably pretty familiar with this already, but let's think about it for a minute. This 3 is a positive number, and this 7 is also a positive number. So I went ahead and drew 3 positive symbols for us here, and then 7 more right here. Now, if we're combining all of those together, we start with 3, and then we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 positives. That is why 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. Let's take another problem. 3 minus 7. In this case, we have 3 of these positive symbols right here, but then we have all of these negatives to represent our minus 7. Now, every single plus sign and a minus sign, they are inverses of each other. They undo each other. They can cancel each other out. So every plus sign can cancel one minus sign. Plus, minus, plus, minus. Well, what do we have left over? How many minus signs, how many of these negatives do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is why 3 minus 7 is equal to negative 4. All right, let's try another one. It says negative 7 plus 3. This time, we're starting with our negatives, so we have 7 of these minus signs drawn out, and then we have 3 positives. Again, every single plus sign and minus sign are inverses. They cancel each other out. They undo each other. So this minus and this plus can cancel. Minus plus cancels out. Minus plus cancels out. And what do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 of these minus signs or these negatives here. So this is equal to a negative 4. Now I want you to notice that both of these answers are exactly the same. The reason that is because this 3 is positive and this 3 is positive. This 7 is a negative or a minus, and so is this one. So if the numeric values are the same and their signs are also the same, the order is not going to matter. All right, you'll still end up with the same answer. All right, let's try this one. Negative 7 minus 3. In this case, I start out with 7 of these minus signs. I have these negative symbols right here, and then I have 3 more of them. So altogether, we start with 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 of these minus signs. That is why our answer is negative 10. Now I want you to compare that with your first problem that we did. These two problems right here. If both of my signs are the same, we're just combining the total number of plus signs we had. And in this problem, both of our numbers had a negative sign or a minus sign in front of them. That is why we combine those together. So our answers are almost exactly the same, except this one is a negative value and this is a positive value. Obviously, negative 10 and positive 10 are very different, but the numeric value of 10 stays the same. It's just their sign changes. All right, in this last example, it says negative 3 plus 7. So I start with 3 negative symbols, and then I have 7 of these plus signs. So let's cancel these out. Minus plus, minus plus, minus plus. And what's left over? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus signs. That gives us a positive 4. So I don't necessarily want you to memorize any rules because you may not always be adding and subtracting integer values in your daily life. You might forget those rules. So just try and think about it intuitively. If you're combining a whole bunch of positives, you're just adding them all up. If you're combining 2 negative values, you're basically adding up how many negatives you're going to have. And these other examples, when one value is a plus and one value is a minus, just ask yourself, what do I have more of? In this first problem right here, we have 7 is negative and the 3 is positive. That means we have more of these negative values. Well, how many more do we have? We have 4 extra negatives, right? In this bottom example down here, we have a 7 and we have this negative 3. Who do we have more of now? We have more positives. Well, how many positives do we have that are extra? We have 4 extras. Another way that we can think about this is on the number line. So let's just use this last example here. -3 plus 7. If I start at -3 and I want to add 7, adding means we're moving in the positive direction. So if I start at -3 and I add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where did we end up? We ended up at +4, right? Let's look at, let's do this one right here, -7 plus 3. If we start at -7 and we add 3, again, we're moving to the right. 1, 2, 3. And our answer would be -4 right there. The same is true for a problem like this. If I start at -7 and I subtract 3, 1, 2, 3, we end up with -10. So it doesn't matter if you like the number line method or if you like drawing out the plus and minus signs. Hopefully, the more that you practice this, the faster that you will get at adding and subtracting integers.